2022 has been the best year of the Switch by far for me. Let's talk about it. Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Botox Media. Today, we're going to be talking once again about the Switch's 2022 lineup, how Nintendo has been killing it, and just kind of comparing it to other years while talking about each game individually that have already come out, and then games that are coming out that I'm excited for or not excited for, and just kind of run through the entire year. I like doing these videos every few months because it just is nice to like look back and see like, okay, this is what 2022 was, and that's always fun. So 2022 has been, for me, I would say pretty easily at this point, the best year of the Nintendo Switch. It's fun to rank the years. I can't do like a proper ranking yet because we haven't finished the year, though I'm pretty damn certain that 2022 will be at the top of my list when it comes to ranking the Switch by each year. 2017 was fantastic. So was 2019. I think 2018, 2020, and 2021 were all pretty weak overall. 2021 certainly better than 2018 and 2020, but those 3 years aren't even in the conversation. 2019 had a lot of like B and C tier franchises and new IP that are really exciting, like Daemon X Machina, Astral Chain. We had Luigi's Mansion 3. We had Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. For me, that was a fantastic year, but the real conversation comes down to also Link's Awakening. Got to shout out that. The real conversation comes down to 2017 versus 2022, I think. 2017 probably overall, for the vast majority of people, will be the better year, I think, just in terms of it had a Zelda and a Mario game. It's more approachable. The games that were released that year were the best in their series and very approachable. Think about it. You had Breath of the Wild, you had Mario Odyssey, you had Splatoon 2, you had ARMS, a great new IP. We had Xenoblade Chronicles 2, of course, which is my favorite Switch game, or at least maybe second favorite now that we've played Xenoblade Chronicles 3. And 2017 was just a killer year. Breath of the Wild 2, it just really Breath of the Wild, 2, not the sequel. I know it didn't come out then, guys. 2017 was a fantastic year, but only for first party. I think that's a key difference between 2017 and 2022. 2022, honestly, thinking about third party stuff, it hasn't been that crazy. I think Dying Light came out this year. Tons of indie games, and that's every year except for 2017. There wasn't that much in 2017. And then later this year, though, we're getting Persona 5 and Nier Automata, and just a bunch of stuff from Square Enix with the Diofield Chronicle and Harvestella, Dragon Quest Treasures. So the second half of the year for 2022 has a lot of third-party stuff, but I can't really think of the first half having that much. But either way, third-party stuff is killing it this year compared to 2017. So I think if you look at it from that perspective, it's definitely outdoing it for me, because I'm excited for all those games I just mentioned, except for maybe I'm probably not going to play Nier Automata on Switch, but I might play Persona on Switch. So let's go over all the first-party software released in 2022 and just talk about why this year, for me, is the best year of the Switch, and just go in detail, because it is crazy. You know, I talk about 2017 and how Mario Odyssey and Zelda Breath of the Wild are the best games in their respective franchises. 2022 is doing that again with other franchises that I didn't know could be topped. Like I knew Mario could be topped. I knew Zelda could be topped. I didn't think Xenoblade Chronicles 2 would be topped. You know, that's the main one. Kirby Forgotten Land, Pokemon. So let's just start from Pokemon. That was released in January of 2022. Is it the highest quality game? No, it's not. But it is the game that reminded me why I love Pokemon. It is the game that really brought me back into it. I still haven't played Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, or beaten them, I should say. I've played them a little bit. And those games are terrible. Those are probably the worst set of Pokemon games that they have released, in my opinion. Having not finished them. I got like halfway through Brilliant Diamond. They're abysmal. They are abysmal video games. Pokemon Legends Arceus renewed my love for the franchise. I like Sword and Shield. I don't think they're fantastic. I don't think they're as bad as people say. I think they're fine. Raids especially was great, but Pokemon Legends Arceus renewed my interest for the series, my love for the series, and it just paved the way for a game, I guess we can talk about it now, that I'm very excited for at the second half of the year, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Pokemon Legends Arceus was our first open world, open area Pokemon game, and now we're getting a full open world Pokemon game with Scarlet and Violet, and I think Pokemon's killing it. If I had to put you know, this is like how I would like stake it so you guys can understand how big of a deal this is for me. Pokemon Black and White 2, or just Gen 5, I think they're all pretty equal. Gen 5 is my favorite generation. I think Legends Arceus is easily the best game since then. Like, it's not even close. I love X and Y also just from nostalgia, but in terms of quality, I think Legends Arceus trashes on X and Y, Sun and Moon, Sword and Shield, and everything in between there, right? So to finally see the Pokemon franchise coming back in such a big way, and or not coming back, it's every year, right? But to see the bar raised for Pokemon is just so nice, and I'm excited to see what Scarlet and Violet do for the franchise also in terms of moving it forward into this open world setting. So right off the bat, Pokemon, my favorite franchise, or at least one of my favorite franchises, having its best game in over a decade, huge deal. Huge deal right there. Moving forward, a game I have not played yet, but I still want to, looks fantastic, is Triangle Strategy. From what I've heard of people that played it, it is the best HD 2D game, or at least maybe it was until the most recent one came out. Fantastic game, fantastic strategy game, from what I've heard. I have not played it, I do want to, but, you know, it's such a time commitment. Then we get to Kirby and the Forgotten Lands, and folks, as someone, if you've been watching my videos, who kind of just recently got into the Kirby franchise, as weird as that is to say, I played Epic Yarn growing up. I played other Kirby games, but I've really delved deep into like the 2D Kirby games, Return to Dreamland, Planet Robobot, Triple Deluxe, Star Allies. I replayed Star Allies. That game's terrible. It's not terrible. It's mid. It's a very mid game. Finally playing all these 2D Kirby games, I can safely say, like, not even close, Forgotten Land is the best Kirby game. It is crazy how good Forgotten Land is. It is, in my opinion, on par, or if not a little bit better than 3D World, Mario 3D World. And people love 3D World, I love 3D World, so for a Kirby game to reach that high, I think is just very impressive from HAL Laboratory. It is easily my favorite Kirby game, and if it weren't for it being such a competitive year for Nintendo Switch games, Kirby and the Forgotten Land would probably be my game of the year right now, which is something I would never be able to say in other years, or with other Kirby games, I should say. But because of Pokemon, because of Xenoblade, which we'll get to, it just isn't there, right? Honestly, I would maybe even put it above Pokemon Legends Arceus, just because, like, I know Pokemon Legends Arceus isn't the highest budget or quality because it is Game Freak, but for Game Freak standards, it's huge, right? With that being said, moving on, April 2022, a game that I've been talking about a ton on this channel that I still play every week, Nintendo Switch Sports. I don't think this game is actually, like, that great. I do think it's way better than Wii Sports. Like, it's not even close. The people who are trying to say it's not as good as Wii Sports are stupid. It's just blatantly better than Wii Sports. You're just mad you don't have Miis by default, even though you can still play as your Mii. Switch Sports is really good. Having the new content every week is nice. I do wish it had launched with more content. I wish there was more content outside of the weekly cosmetics. But the ranking system's fun, the gameplay's fun, the modes are fun, and Switch Sports has been just a nice constant. It's not a great game by any means, better than Wii Sports, but it's just a nice constant game to have. Then we move into what has been probably the worst Nintendo game released in a while, Mario Strikers Battle League. This game is awful. It's really sad to see Next Level Games kind of forced into this position of making a Mario Strikers game, when I get the vibe they really didn't want to. They made Luigi's Mansion 3. They can make a really good game, and to see them make Mario Strikers Battle League with this half-assed content cycle is just really sad. I think this is the worst rated Mario Strikers game, which that just shouldn't be the case. The Switch has been a time for franchises like this to just be renewed. I think Mario Golf Super Rush and Mario Tennis Aces are probably the best games in those franchises. Maybe not Mario Golf, but because that's the only one I played a Super Rush. Ace is definitely the best Mario Tennis game though, and I enjoyed both of them. So to see Strikers Battle League just not be good, even in like the slightest, I genuinely think it's a bad video game. Which I do not say that about Nintendo games, So that one's a miss for sure. And more so just a miss because I'm sad to see Next Level doing that, right? Because I think they have so much more potential and talent. So being put on a Mario sports game is just sad. Leave that to Camelot. They know what they're doing. They're doing their thing. Just let them handle it, guys. After that, though, 2 weeks later, we got the best Musou game I've ever played in Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. I did a full video talking about this game with Tucker from Backlog Banter on his channel. Go check it out. This game's fantastic. This is the best Warriors game. I think it's better than Three Houses as a game. I think it has better story. I think it has better characterization of the characters. The gameplay flow, I should say. The gameplay isn't better than Three Houses because Three Houses, you want that strategy gameplay. But I think the gameplay loop and cycle of doing a Musou combat mission into going to your Garrick Monastery and just kind of having these social interactions with your characters, it all flows better in Three Hopes. It is easily the best Warriors game I've ever played. It trashes on both Hyrule Warriors games. It trashes on the first Fire Emblem Warriors, and I think Koei Tecmo is at their best right now. They're killing it with these Musou games recently. So That was a very pleasant surprise. I was not expecting to like Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes that much, but that is another game that if I had more time, I could have easily put 200 hours in that game. I think I put 60 into it, which is a lot already. So yeah, Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes, it was an absolute surprise, an absolute treat. Definitely one of my, probably right now, top 5 games of the year. Having not played Elden Ring, you know, I haven't played Elden Ring. But either way, even with that said, it being in my top 5 favorite games of the year is kind of crazy. Then we're getting to more current day stuff. I haven't beaten this yet. I have played a little bit of it. I really like what I've played of it. Is Live Alive, came out in July. Still getting through it. I will probably do a full review once I actually finish it. Live Alive, though, from what I've heard from friends and all that, it is very good. I can certainly say, having not played Triangle Strategy, but having played a little bit of Octopath and now playing a little bit of Live Alive, they've really refined the visuals in these HD2 games. I remember when Octopath was revealed, everybody was like, oh, this is super pretty, and it was. But looking at Octopath versus looking at Live Alive, it's night and day how much better it looks now. So they've really refined the graphics in these HD2D games. I like the idea of these 7 paths. Obviously, it is a remake of a SNES game, but still, it counts. It is very cool. And I should say, for Live Alive and Triangle Strategy, and also Fire Emblem, Nintendo's publishing them. They didn't create these games, but they published them, so they're being counted in my list for Nintendo Switch exclusives. And then there's one other game we will talk about later in the year that I think is also fitting of the category, because I'm very excited for it. But moving on, of course, the week after Live Live, we have Xenoblade Chronicles 3, which is easily my game of the year, game of the past 5 years probably. I think it is, you know, I did a full review on this game. Go check it out. Thank you all for the support on that, by the way. It did very well. I think that's like 5,000 views. My nostalgia for Xenoblade Chronicles 2 can never be undone, you know? Not even nostalgia, I don't know what the word for it is, just how much I love that game. It can never be undone. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is a better game. I've come to terms with that. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is unabashedly a better game. I like the characters and villains in 2 more, and I think the overall plot, I like that more in 2. But every other aspect of 3 is simply better than 2 in a lot of ways, you know? So, Xenoblade Chronicles 3... it surprised me, you know. I wasn't worried by any means. I know Monolith Soft knows what they're doing, but I wasn't expecting it to blow me away like Xenoblade Chronicles 2 did. So having that, very nice. That was the cherry on top. I was already loving this year for the Switch, but having Xenoblade Chronicles 3, especially, this is like, in retrospect, we're not going to care. Most people already don't care. The fact that this got moved up from its September release date to July is also just crazy. I think you need to drive that home. That is bonkers. That does not happen. And yeah, so if you haven't played Xenoblade Chronicles 3, please go do it. It is falling in the eShop charts now 3 weeks after release, so go push it back up there, folks. Yeah, that game's been an absolute treat. I'm excited for the DLC heroes, and yeah, I still need 100% it, but it's a big one. But now we're into the unknown, or the games that we have not played that I'm either excited for or not excited for, depending. This game, I'm not excited for, and that is Splatoon 3. I might do another video talking about this, kind of just laying out my thoughts and my feelings in a more elegant manner, because I did a discussion with Tucker and Abram from Backlog Banter. Go check it out. And I feel like maybe I didn't get my points across as well as I wanted to. Splatoon 3 will be the best Splatoon game at launch. It will be the best Splatoon game. It will be the most constant, complete Splatoon game. That's great. I have no doubt about that. My issue comes with the fact that we already have Splatoon 2 on the Switch. This is the perfect, like, example I can give. Splatoon 3 is going to feel like Splatoon 2 at launch. You know why? Because I'm paying $60 to play Clam Blitz on Mako Mart, right? Or Wahoo World. Maps that are already in Splatoon 2 on my Switch that I already played. The game does not visually look any better. You know, it comes down to, like, if you really play Splatoon, if you get in there for, like, 500 hours, you will see all the differences. You experience all this. As someone who hasn't played Splatoon 2 probably since 2018 or 2019, it just looks like more Splatoon. And that's fine, I guess. It's just not what I expect from Nintendo, right? It will be the best Splatoon game, as I said. I'm sure of that. And I will have a blast playing it, but I'm not excited for it. I don't feel anything when I look at Splatoon 3 because it just looks like Splatoon 2. I know. Very subtle mechanics, new specials, new weapons, all that. It is new. New campaign, new maps. Well, that's another issue I have with it. There's only 5 new maps and 7 returning maps. That's bad. In fact, you know what? Going a little rant. That's embarrassing. Splatoon 1 had 5 new maps, and that was Splatoon 1. Splatoon 2, I believe, had 8 new maps. It was somewhere between 6 and 8. This game has less new content than Splatoon 2 did. Splatoon 2 also had a new mode with Salmon Run. This game has no new modes, so except for tabletop turf war, is that what it's called? Which is like a separate thing. So I don't know, man. I'm a little, like I said, I'm just not excited, but I know when I get this game in my hands and I play it, I will love it and I will enjoy it more than Splatoon 2, I'm sure, and it will be better than Splatoon 2, but I can't get excited for it. So either way, though, I know I think I'm in the minority on that, so I know people are excited for this, and it's going to be a major hit, and yeah, it's going to do very well. So that's another major game this year. Then we go into October, and I do think we'll probably get some games that aren't announced yet in between that, like a Family 1-2 Switch kind of sequel or something like that. So that's probably going to happen. That's speculation. Maybe Advance Wars will finally come out. Probably not. That game's dead in the water, it feels like. Towards the end of October, we have Bayonetta 3. I just played Bayonetta 1 and 2 for the first time, and based on my experience with Astral Chain, this will probably be the best Bayonetta game. Astral Chain is easily, in my opinion, better than Bayonetta 1 and 2. Like, it's not even close. But I think since so much time has passed since Bayonetta 2, and they've made Astral Chain, they've made Nier Automata, I think they've probably learned a lot, and I think that's probably why Bayonetta 3 took so long. They were trying to perfect it, so I have no doubt in my mind that Bayonetta 3 will be the best Bayonetta game. And I like Bayonetta 1 and 2. I just think Astral Chain's a lot better. So if they can even get close to the quality of Astral Chain with Bayonetta 3, I think it's going to be a fantastic game. Certainly a Game of the Year contender for me. And that's awesome. Then we get into that game I was talking about. That's not really Nintendo, but I'm going to count it anyway because it is exclusive. Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope. This game was announced forever ago, it feels like. I love Mario plus Rabbids. It's more Mario plus Rabbids. I don't really, I'm not like dying every day to play this game, but I know I'm going to play it and enjoy it, and it's going to be a good time. It won't be groundbreaking. It'll probably be about the same quality as the first game. But yeah, I think Mario plus Rabbids is such a good time. If you like strategy games, it's Mario plus Rabbids, you know? I like the little zany humor. I know people don't like the Rabbids because they're kind of cringe or whatever. I think it's cute. So yeah, I'm excited for Mario plus Rabbids. And then, we already kind of talked about it, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, so I won't linger on that. And then that closes out the year. But then we, of course, like I mentioned, we have all these third-party games. Square Enix, I did a whole video on this like a month ago, is killing it. We have, well, we just had Live Alive. We're having Diofield Chronicle. We're having Valkyrie Elysium. That's on PS5. I think Star Ocean on PS5 also. Then we're getting Harvestella, which is a Switch exclusive, or PC and Switch. Dragon Quest Treasures, which I think is Switch exclusive. Then we're getting Tactics Ogre Reborn. I think Saga Frontier 2 Remastered's coming out. Square Enix is absolutely killing it this year. So there's a lot of that kind of stuff, and those are long games to play. So yeah, this video is just kind of me explaining why 2022 I think is by far my favorite year of the Switch so far. I get it. If you don't play JRPGs, 2017 is better because you like Zelda and Mario. And I love Zelda and Mario. But if you play Bayonetta, or if you play Xenoblade Chronicles, or if you play these HD 2D games, I think 2022 has pretty easily cemented itself as the best year of the Switch, which is just nice to see 5 years into its life, right? You don't really expect that from a console ever. So yeah, this is kind of just a ramble video, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think of the Switch's 2022 lineup. What year is your favorite year for the Switch so far? You're probably going to say 2017, but that's fine, because opinions are opinions, and 2017 was also a fantastic year, so we're all winning here. We're all winning. Every year of the Switch has been pretty good, except for 2020. 2020 was pretty bad. But there you guys have it. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter at BoTalksMedia. Subscribe to this channel here for more Nintendo coverage. Subscribe to my Shonen Soup channel for manga coverage if you're into that kind of thing. Join my Discord link, that's down below. And until next time, folks, peace.